is just a really quick update of Amy Coney Barrett's confirmation hearings with the Senate. A vote was just passed where it is. Oh, what's on?
No, I'm just listening. I'm just getting my thoughts together.
Yeah, so the vote was just passed, and it is saying in the vote, it is saying that she is actually going to be moved and will be confirmed as the next U.S. Supreme Court justice. Give me your thoughts on it, or what's been going on around these hearings.
They basically trying to, ram her through so they could take away the ACA before, because I think taking away Obamacare is Trump's Hail Mary before the election, because he's been saying it since the beginning of his term and he hasn't been able to accomplish it. So this is his last Hail Mary. Like I told you, I was going to stop Obamacare, even though it's going to hurt most of his, most of his constituents more than anything. But they hear the name Obama and taking it away, they rocking with it. You know what I mean? So that's what's going to happen. But my hope is that if Biden wins the election, he will look to add more justices to the court. And look, I just want to relitigate a little bit of history. I was a little bit mad at Ruth Bader Ginsburg because Obama tried to ask her to retire before he left and said, let me replace you before the next election. And she thought she could hold out because she just knew Hillary was going to win. Oh, I'll retire during Hillary's, presidency. And then, of course, Hillary loses. And every time she went in the hospital and broke a hip, we all like, uh-oh. And then it finally happened. And we, so it's like if you would have, honestly, Barack Obama's supposed to have 4 people on the Supreme Court right now. He has 2. He's supposed to have the replacement for Ruth Bader that she wouldn't relent to, and he's supposed to have that Neil Gorsuch pick. So if the system was working, well, I won't say the way it's supposed to because it's clearly working the way it's supposed to. But if the system did what the system claimed it was going to do, he would have 4 on there right now. So it wouldn't even matter at this point. But now I feel like in order for even Joe Biden to keep his campaign promise, he's going to have to pack the court because he promised us a black woman on the Supreme Court. So if we're going to get that black woman on the Supreme Court, he's going to have to add at least 2 seats. So I think I want to say scary. I just think it's disappointing how dirty the Republicans have been playing this go round. Because we know what they did to Obama when they said there's no way you should be confirming the judge with an election 9 months out. And here we are 2 weeks out and they're confirming somebody. And my problem with that is every time the Republicans color outside the lines, it's like the Democrats try to fight back coloring inside the lines. And you're just not going to win. You're not going to win. You're not going to win the Vietnam War walking up with a bayonet saying, pull, shoot, while they jumping out of trees, choking people out. And that's what I feel like is happening with the Democrats and Republicans. Y'all fighting 2 different wars. Somebody, I heard a great analogy. They said, it seems like the Democrats and the Republicans started out sitting at a table playing chess. And then when the Republicans started losing, they got up and just set the house on fire. And the Democrats still sitting there at the table trying to play chess.
Right. Yeah, my only concern is how can you confirm somebody that never answered any questions? That's all I got.
And she's only been a judge for 2 years.
2 years.
Not even 3 years yet. Mm-hmm. She's only, how is that? I've never seen an administration that was so not just corrupt, but inept. They're like the Keystone Coppers of American politics. Mm-hmm. If it was only 3 of them, I'd say the Three Stooges, but it's so many of them and they all went to jail. And you know what I'm saying? And it's like, and we are still as a country listening to this shit like it's like these are people that we should be listening to. We are still, I agree with your point, Dame, is that, this is not the same fight that they're fighting. There's you don't seem like you're just your higher self because you're getting fucked over by Republicans every time you know what I'm saying, you do something, and that's what's happening. It's like Lucy with the football. Charlie Brown running earnestly, think he gonna kick that, and he never gets the ball. And that's what's happening right now.
And that's why they piss me off so much. That's why the Democrats piss me off so much, because we've seen over and over again the Republicans go against their word, the Republicans lie, and then we've seen in this same instance, in this same administration, we see Democrats trying to make examples out of other Democrats, hoping if we do this, then the Republicans will do the same. For example, we saw what they did to my man who was in Minnesota. I can't remember, Al Franken. You know, Al Franken got caught up in the beginning of the Me Too movement, and they like, well, we want people to hold their accountable, so we're going to ask Al to step down. So he stepped down, you lose a seat. Republicans got people doing way worse stuff. That's when you had the pedophile dude running at the same time, and they were like, oh well, you know what I mean? And I'm like, so now y'all done lost a seat, and it's going to get filled by a Republican. Y'all lost that, and they still ain't cutting none of they people. Like, what are y'all doing? Like, what is this game y'all playing? Like this, y'all go low, we go high, is not working, because they going low, they getting to the finish line faster than y'all. They getting things done faster.
There's some collusion involved in this. There's definitely collusion.
Yeah, I mean, my thing is that I do not believe the Democrats' whole spiel, and I think this is why maybe Ice Cube goes harder, because it's kind of everybody knows what the Republicans they've been like. People have been since Obama. People criticized him because he was trying to be this kinder, gentler Negro to America. That was the criticism then. That was the criticism for the Democrats. That's been the criticism of the Democrats before. Why are you fronting like you are this ultra liberal, culturally sensitive, party and kumbaya and everywhere? It is a total front. And so I think that whole act that they've been playing has turned on them, right? And so for me, the Democrats are being exactly who they are, which leads me to believe like this is theater play. And as somebody who has worked on the Hill, who has worked in state legislation and used to volunteer heavily for county, this political stuff, like the people are the only ones that are really truly thugging it out and battling. A lot of these people behind closed doors are very good friends, and they share cigarettes, just like RBG, you know what I'm saying, was very good friends with Scalia and everything like that. So this charade or this thing that we think about, but the problem that I have is we tell the Democrats to go hard and they don't go hard, but then they turn around and tell Black people, you need to go hard with this vote. And if you don't go hard with the vote, you ain't shit. I have a problem.
Well,
that's what they say.
Well, we got, what I think about it also is I think people have forgotten that the roots of the Democratic Party is slavery. Right. And I don't care what the branches and what the leaves look like now, the DNA of those leaves and branches is still slavery. So I don't care what color you paint it.
Well, that's the roots of all parties. That's going to be the roots. Yeah, but that's going to be the roots of all parties. Like that's going to,
exactly.
Right.
That's going to be the roots of anything political in America.
So why are we still having this discussion of how we're disappointed with either party if we know what the roots are? That's the challenge right there. I'm really antipathetic about it. I'm like, yeah, whatever, because I know who they are. I'm looking for something new that really speaks to, okay, if it's Black America, let's talk with Black America. If it's about social justice, let's talk that. But I don't think it needs to be a label for me. And when one quote unquote party does something, it's what they are. They are who we think they are.
Right. Yeah, so as far as Amy Barrett, our new Chief Justice.
That's your Chief Justice.
Me, you're right. To me, it is what it was always going to be. This was a farce. Yeah. It was never a point where she was not. Once she got put up,
we knew she was going in.
Yeah, she was going in. It was already said and done. So I'm not surprised about this outcome. Now I was surprised. Well, no, because I think this is political theater as well. When the congressman from, I think it was about 7, led by Chuck Schumer, got up and said that they were boycotting the confirmation. She's going to be the new Chief Justice with 2 years of I can't go and get a job with 2 years of experience. I can't go to McDonald's with 2 years of experience and do anything. And now you're the highest ranking judge in the United States. I mean, people have to think about this. Like, after 2 years, these are some of the most they might as well put Cube on the Supreme Court if they're gonna do
you
that.
Got an actor as a you got
right now, yeah, why not?
He's the president.